What's going on YouTube, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about what and how Affinity works in Sword Art Online Alicization Lycoris. Now if you find this video helpful in any way, go ahead and leave a like as well as subscribe to the channel as we continue to put out guides for other games including Sword Art Online. So within the game, if you have not already figured out, each companion or ally has an affinity level associated with them. This is essentially your relationship status with that ally, which depending on how hard you work can grant rewards. In order to increase your affinity, you must have your heart-to-heart conversations with each ally as your partner. This is done by making the ally your secondary in your party, whom will then be your secondary character when in villages that don't spawn enemies. Now in order to make this work, you need to select your partner and then visit a major hub, one such as North Centauria. Next, you need to find a location within North Centauria or another village with heart icons and then stand directly there with your partner. Now, if you look at my screen, you guys will see this heart icon that I have in North Centauria. You can find them at any specific village. You just need to go there and stand there with your partner. In the bottom right of your screen, you will see an option to start a heart-to-heart conversation, which you need to select in order to start the minigame. This minigame is then how you increase not only your affinity, but each character trait. Each character will not have the same character traits, which can be found under the records menu for your party members. And as you guys see on the screen here, I am showing that, so that way you guys know that there are different records for each party members, of which have different benefits for you specifically. Now that the minigame is up, let's talk about what exactly is going on. First, on the top left, you will see a circle with a heart in it. This is your affinity percentage. The goal is to reach 100% or rival status for all of the bonuses. Now this is pretty important, but the heart itself will actually pulse. If you kind of look at it there at the top left, it will pulse as you're doing this minigame. So this is very important because you need to time your dialogue perfectly to gain the highest affinity points. So whenever that heart is at its biggest, you need to go ahead and then select your dialogue, and that will earn you the highest affinity points. Now the closer you are to your partner, the slower the pulse, so just a tip if you're having issues with timing. To the right, you will see the mood status indicator, which goes to level 5 as the max. Now besides having issues with your timing, another thing to note here is that as you start to scroll in closer to your character, you will notice that your dialogue will change, and then also the affinity points rewarded will also change as well, as they'll get increasingly bigger as long as you're closer to that partner or that ally. Now as you play the minigame, your mood status will increase, which will then grant you more affinity points per dialogue, and the highest I've seen or actually gained is around 37. I'm going to assume that that's going to be an even number, and the highest you can go is 40, but 37 is the highest that I've seen so far. At the bottom, you have your dialogue choices, which will then change depending on your affinity level, with the top being 4. The important thing to note here is not to choose the same option every time, so you're going to need to go ahead and switch it up so that way you can gain the highest affinity points. As you make your selection, you will notice pink hearts on the left side of your HUD appear, while yellow notes appear on the right side. The pink hearts are associated with the bottom character trait next to your affinity heart, while the yellow notes are associated with the top character trait. So if you look at that top left, the hearts are going to be associated with that bottom one, and then the yellow notes will be associated with the top ones. So the pink hearts are gained from emotional dialogue choices, which is most of them, while the yellow notes are gained from more casual dialogue. Now, don't be surprised if your bottom character traits fill up faster than your top. Just keep playing the game, and then eventually you should have 100%. Lastly, at the bottom, you have the heart-to-heart time bar. As you select dialogue options, this will pause briefly before slowly draining. Also, when affinity is gained, a small portion of the bar will be depleted as well. So the trick is to time your dialogue with the pulse repeatedly. However, since you're in town, you really don't need to worry about time, as this minigame is repeatable and you can do it over and over again. Once affinity is at 100% and the mood status is 4 or higher, you can then head over to Kirito's tent and then talk to your partner and select Embrace. This will then pick them up, in which you can go to the tent and head to the bed and then select Share Bed. Now, of course, I know what you guys are thinking, and yes, it is a bit much for the game, but I'm pretty sure there are other games you guys can even think of that are way worse. Not to mention, anyone that is a big fan of Sword Art Online knows exactly how engaging and emotional the storylines are, so it's no surprise that they put this in the game. Now, there is nothing sexual about the next scene, but instead, your minigame and dialogue comes back, in which you can continue the game. Now, once your time bar runs out, you will get a little cutscene here where you see, like you see right here, you see Alice, she's in her lingerie, and she's talking with Kirito, and they're having a heart-to-heart. Now, once you complete this mini scene and everything is at 100%, you will be able to unlock unlock different things for different characters. For example, for Alice, we unlock the prize outfit, which is just a visual appearance that you can equip for her as shown right here. Now, lastly, I do advise that you guys do this for Yu-Gi-Oh! And Leafia first, as they have the Diligent trait, which adds a team-wide XP bonus based on the trait's level, as long as they are in your party. So if you guys are having issues with leveling up, or you want to level up faster, which I will be covering another video on. Alright everyone, if you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. If you want to follow me elsewhere, I am very active on Twitter at _Cerebro, so feel free to reach out to me at any time or follow me there for future giveaways. Now thanks for watching, enjoy the rest of your week, and most importantly, keep gaming everyone. Peace.